Hey guys, this is Eli, and welcome back to another episode on the Existence server. I hope everyone is doing really well. Now, we are now on episode 9. If you missed the last episode, we basically did the Halloween special, where myself and Isogravity, we got together and we redecorated the Woodland Mansion and turned it into the Haunted Halloween Mansion. And then we got most people on the server together, we basically raided the mansion, we tried to kill all the mobs and get all the loot that we could, and then we'd also dug out a secret basement puzzle room, which was a lot of fun. We had everyone on the server solving puzzles, and then once they solved all the puzzles, they got a very special prize at the end. Now, if you did miss the episode, please do go check it out, because there's a really fun time-lapse at the end that really love that time-lapse. It was really fun to make, it's very quirky, very different, so please do go check that out. I will put a link in the top right of the screen as well. Now, we're just starting off today's episode in our base area. I know in the past couple of episodes I mentioned that we're going to be doing the monorail pretty soon. We're also going to be building our shop in the shopping district. I think we're actually just going to put them to the back of the list at the moment because I want to do a bit of work in this area. Now, obviously, when we do the monorail, it's going to start off in our townhouse just the other side of this mountain, and the monorail is basically going to come along into this place here, but we can't build it until we know where the end point is going to be, because obviously I don't want to have to build a big long monorail and then I have to shift everything a few blocks over. So what I'd like to do today is I'd like to start working on our main base area here. Now, this whole location is probably going to be our, I don't know if you want to call it our base or, our just basically the area where we're going to be spending most of our time, we're going to be doing most of our builds. But certainly in this point here, we're going to have our main storage room. We just have a temporary one at the moment, but we are going to have something pretty fancy on the top of this hill. And it's going to contain all the, the sorting systems, all the bulk storage, and probably the other essentials like our player bed and, maybe other things that I haven't even thought of. Now, I chose this location here because it pretty much has the best view in this area. If we just head up to the top of the tree, I think we haven't been here since episode 1, where basically I came up here and kind of overlaid the master plan of this area. But yeah, this view is amazing. I just think this looks so gorgeous. We can just about make out Isogravity's house there. I think we have McPeachpie's house just there. And then I think sometime in the future, we are going to have the docks along here as well. So we should get some pretty cool views. I believe Yogurt is now moved over to, I think it's just behind these trees. He's a few, probably about 100 or 200 blocks off in this direction. So he's going to be our neighbor as well. But yeah, I think this place looks really gorgeous. I love this view. We're going to do something special on this island eventually. And yeah, I want our storage room to basically be where we're standing right now, but I want it to be pretty high up. So I want to be able to see this view from a window and just be able to look out here and admire this. So what I'd like to do just now is I want to jump into a third-person time-lapse. It's going to be a pretty short time-lapse because basically all we really need to do is just flatten this area, take out these trees, and then get started building. I did want to build the entire thing in a time-lapse, but it's such a big project that I actually have no idea how it's going to look. And in many ways, when we do the storage room, we almost need to build the internal bit first, and then we kind of build the external shell around it. So I don't really know how it's going to look. I don't know how big we need to make this. We can't do it all in one time-lapse. But yeah, let's jump into a third-person time-lapse and let's flatten this area. Bulk of the digging is now complete, and we have this really big sizable area where we can actually be building our main storage room. So we have plenty of space. We can afford to take this thing as big as we need to, and I think we probably will be taking it pretty big because we're going to need a lot of storage space. So I think in this area I want to do plenty of windows in whatever building we do, lots of natural light coming in. I think definitely a window that looks over onto this thing because this is gorgeous. It's just like a little island in the middle of water, and yeah, I want to do some kind of really cool statue or something on top of this island just to make it look like, more of like a mystical feature in, in between these hills. I think that's going to be amazing. But yeah, my general idea for what I'd like to do with this storage room is I was thinking we would do a 3-floor storage room. Now, in the middle floor, it's going to be the main area where we spend most of our time. That'll be where all of our chests is for our our item sorted storage room, we'll have our bulk storage silos, and we'll have some kind of super smelter as well. Now on the top floor, we'll have our player bedroom, where when we die, we respawn from the bed, and I think it'd be really cool if we could run into another room, which would basically be our armor equipment room, and we can stand on a pressure plate. It'll just fire out all of the new armor, where we can just quickly equip that. We'll get some new swords and things, and then, we can run out and try and retrieve everything that we've just lost from being killed. So I think that's probably a really good, efficient way of doing that. And then on the ground floor, it's basically going to be the basement level actually, and it's going to contain all of the redstone for the sorting system. Basically any redstone we need for our storage room is going to be down here. And I think we'll also have the monorail station coming in on the basement level as well. I think that needs to be around about, I think it's y equals 71, so it's going to be a few extra blocks above where we're standing right now. For the building materials of our storage room, I was thinking we would do some kind of cobblestone stone base type thing, so almost like the foundations where it looks a little bit like a natural thing, kind of a bit like what ACG has done with his house. If we actually just go take a look to see what he's done, I guess it's going to be something similar in style. He has this wooden structure and it's on this kind of, cobblestone base. I think it would maybe look a little bit like here, more of a natural occurrence with lots of rocks and lots of bits sticking out. So I think that would be really nice for the kind of basement foundation level. For the upper half, I did put out a post on Twitter asking you guys what you thought I should be building out of, and most people voted for using concrete, which I was actually quite grateful for because concrete is probably my new favorite block at the moment. We did our townhouse in concrete and this thing is looking seriously gorgeous. So I was thinking, what could I do with this with concrete? And I actually came up with the idea of doing exactly what we've done here. We're going to be doing another modern contemporary style building, and what I was actually thinking is we would do it the exact same style as this, same colors, same shape, same everything. Basically, we're going to be doing a larger version of this townhouse. And I think that would be really cool because it kind of keeps in with the theme. We have our main townhouse here, we go into the monorail will probably weave around this area and take us to our base, and we go from the miniature townhouse, we enter into the larger townhouse. So I think that's going to be really cool. So it's going to be a lot of dark gray concrete with a couple light gray walls. We'll have a big red E somewhere, and then, lots of white window frames. We'll try and use a lot of red and white on the inside as well. Keep it nice and clean and tidy. I think that's going to look really amazing when it's all done. So if I just go gather some resources, let's start building the foundation, trying to work out where this monorail is going to come in, and then we can get started building the main floor. I've just very quickly popped into my single player series because I wanted to get a little bit of inspiration on how to build this storage room. So over here we have my main storage castle. This place is gorgeous, really happy with this build. If we just head on to the inside, I just want to remember what this looks like. How did I lay this out? I mean, I really do love this storage room. I think this room came out amazingly well. Now, what do we have? We have our main sorting system over here. I think we have these 10 chests here, which are unsorted. These 10 are unsorted as well, and then everything else back here is sorted. Now, so I've obviously done 5 chests tall. I think I chose to do that because I don't like doing the 6 chests. I always find 6 chests is just too hard to reach. I absolutely love these waterfalls. I think it really brings some color in here with the gray and the red. I kind of want to do that again. I really am happy with this shape. And the great thing about doing the waterfall is it actually gives you a little sneaky access to everything from behind. So, if you do need to go back and do some maintenance back there, that's perfect for that. And you can potentially hide things in here as well. Like I've hidden the crafting bench there. What else did I have? I had, I don't even remember what that was for. Oh, that was the rubbish bin. Yeah, that's the rubbish bin there. We have an anvil there, and that was our output chest just there. So that is a really cool idea. We can do our central input chest right in the center as well. I think, I do want to do something like this as well. We have the super smelters above these doors. I do think that looks amazing. I was really happy with the way this came out, and these do work. It's completely functional. You put in some things like raw meat into that chest, and they should get cooked up by these super smelters. And then on this wall, we have the bulk storage silos. And yeah, I do actually really like that. I do. I like the fact that I've got 3 here, 3 here. I just think this storage room has worked out perfectly. So I do want to try and do something very similar to this. I know it is going to be a bit trickier doing modern contemporary because, modern contemporary is all about the clean, flat surfaces. You don't have any fancy archway roofs like this. You just have very boring plain roofs. So it may be a bit trickier to do. I don't think we can do as much detail as we've got here because, modern contemporary is a lot cleaner. probably we have to use a lot less stairs and half slabs. I think I've kind of made a big challenge for myself as well. So I don't know. I think this looks amazing. I want to try and do something similar to this, but obviously not the same. So if we just pop back into Existence server and let's see what we can come up with. So I've just built a section of our storage room and I am not too sure about it. I feel like there's something not quite right and I don't really know what it is. But if we just take a look, I've gone with a similar style to what we have in my single player series. We have the kind of the 10 unsorted chests here, and then we have the 60 item sorted chests that are going to be at the back. The only difference is I've actually split the left hand side from the right hand side and I've added in this window frame. So this is basically so we can look down on that island in the water. This thing is gorgeous. So I definitely want to have a window that looks down on this, and I do want to do something cool with this later on in the series. So yeah, this has to stay, but I don't know if this is too far apart, because the problem with the storage room is you want to be able to gather things as quickly as possible. But if we go over here, we have to grab some items, we got to run all the way to the other side to get some more items. If we forgot something, then we got to run all the way back, and I think that might drive me mad after a while. I really don't know. I mean, I might just learn to live with it. It might be actually not too bad, or it could be something that I would just hate instantly. Maybe I'm just used to having such a small storage room that this is very different, but I don't know. And then the other thing is I've added in the storage silos over here, but to keep with the symmetry, I added 3 others over there, and I feel like they're maybe a bit too far apart. I mean, if we want to gather some resources here, we have to run all the way over here if we want to get some more, and that just seems a bit too far. Now, I do want to have something here with red, because we are going to have a corner window just so we can have that amazing view of the lake. And the reason I wanted red there is because when we're down at the lake, I wanted to be able to look through the window and just see this big wall of color. I think that's going to be really nice when, especially we got the dark gray and the light gray on the outside. I want to be able to see color on the inside from the outside, just so it looks really cool there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe this is a place where I shouldn't be doing symmetry. Maybe I should break with the symmetry and try and figure out another space for this. But then, I mean, if we just assume this is the outside wall, I don't know. I mean, we can't put these here because that's going to stick out quite far. And we also need to have a front door somewhere, which I don't know where that's going to go. We will probably need a staircase as well, so we can get to both the upstairs and the downstairs. So I don't know where that will go as well. Is that going to go in the middle, or... I honestly don't know. I feel a little bit lost with this design, and there's definitely something not quite right about it. I feel like it's just a bit too big, so I really don't know. I think what I need to do is we got to pop into a creative world. I want to do a world download of the server, and then we're going to jump into creative and try and build as much of it as we can in creative mode. I think that's going to really help because it's kind of really difficult to do these things in survival. So let's do this now. So I've rebuilt the entire thing in a creative world, and you know what? It's actually starting to grow on me quite a lot. I think once the walls came up and some of the ceilings came in, the whole building just started feeling a little bit cozier and a bit smaller as well, which is exactly what it needed because I was a bit worried it was too big before, but I think I actually quite like the distance between these chests. It doesn't feel as big anymore, and yeah, I think the window frame is going to be amazing. I think unfortunately this wall has to be really deep, and that's just to make space for all of the redstone behind it for the sorting system. But yeah, I think this is really starting to take shape, and I think it doesn't really need that much detail. I think the clean edges and the modern contemporary look is gonna work. We can certainly do a lot of depth and a lot of little dips like this just to give it some character, but I think that is gonna work. I don't know what to do with the carpet yet. It's kind of all over the place, and I did experiment with this corner as well. So I've gone and done 6 storage silos in this corner. We still have the 3 over there. I mean, technically we could keep all 9. I don't know if that's going to be a thing because I don't know what we could actually fit in all 9, but we could do that. I think here could potentially be a doorway, and this could be the staircase that takes us both down to the basement and also to the upstairs floor. And actually what I was thinking with the upstairs is because we're doing this modern contemporary thing, I think a lot of modern contemporary builds, they tend to be very open plan, and when they do have upstairs, that's also open plan as well. So I was thinking we could have sections here where we have the this low ceiling, but then also a section where we have a high ceiling, and the upstairs will actually share that high ceiling. So, we'll be here, we should be able to see up into the bedroom or see up into the armor station room or whatever it is that we're going to build. And then we could potentially even do a bridge along the top that takes us from one side to the other. I think that could be amazing. So I'm not too sure where everything is going to go. I don't know where these ceilings are going to go, but we don't need to worry about that just yet. I think once we tackle this floor and we tackle the basement, we can certainly do the top bit last. I'm not too sure what to do against this wall. I'm also aware that we still need an entrance to this building, so this is maybe the best place to do an entrance. We could even do the entrance back here, although we are going to be heading in this direction mostly, so I don't know. And then the other thing I was thinking is that we could actually ditch these 3 storage silos, and this could actually be the monorail station here. So I think the monorail is actually going to come in below us, just in the basement down here, but yeah, we could actually just take it up there and come through this wall. And if we just fly to the behind of this, there's no redstone in it at all, but yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking for the foundations. Probably a bit more circular, because this just looks very flat at the moment, but yeah, something very rocky like this. And then we're going to do a little cave, and that's where the monorail is going to go, and it's going to go inside this cave on the underside, and we will have all of the sorting system, the item sorters and everything that we need down here. So I hope this is going to work. And yeah, I think if there is going to be a door, it should probably be somewhere around here. So maybe this is the best place for this to go. I think this wall is going to have to come out quite a bit to make room for the redstone there. But do you know what? It really is starting to take shape, and I'm actually quite happy with this. So I think we're going to stick with this shape. And yeah, let's pop back into existence and let's rebuild everything we've done here back in the survival world. So we're back on the existence server, and I've managed to rebuild pretty much everything we did in the creative world, and you know what, I'm definitely getting a good vibe for this. I think this room is starting to take shape. Now, it is going to take several episodes to actually get this up and running. I think the first thing I want to do is actually sort out the sorting system for these chests here, because I'm not entirely too sure how many blocks we need to take them back. Wow, that is a lot of creepers. Oh no. So yeah, I think I did some calculations, and I think it's 10 blocks, so I think we got to take it, I think it's roughly to, where this white pillar is. And we need to be able to build the inside before we can actually do the outside shell. Now, usually when you do buildings like this, it's a little bit tricky because, when we did the townhouse, I built the outside first. And we still haven't done the inside, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how that's going to look. But it's quite hard to actually map things out on the inside when you start with the outside. If you start with the inside, then it's kind of the opposite. It's very easy to make the inside look nice, but when you do the outside, it's quite a challenge to actually get it to fit the shape of the inside. And what I have done in the past, which sometimes work, is you do the inner shell. So you do the inside exactly what you want it, and then you do the outside, but the outside isn't necessarily connected to the inner shell. You can leave a small air gap, and that means you can just do the outside in whatever shape and size you want, as long as it's roughly, fills the same area of this. That could work. So, if needed, we could maybe do that here. I am going to try and map it to the, the actual walls, because I think that is a really nice way to do it when the outside is actually connected to the inside. It's kind of a little bit cheating when you just do a separate outer shell, because, it's not really cheating, but it does look better. It's just sometimes it's a bit more elegant to make the outside be the actual wall connected to the inside. So I'm not too sure, but it is going to take several episodes just to get this figured out. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do hit that like button. And if you haven't already, then please do subscribe. I've been Eli. Thanks for watching.